Salty Badger arriving. All right, we're back in the shop again. Working on the Wild Stallions build. We're going to start getting a few more things mocked up so we can cut the neck off hopefully today, get that neck cut off and get moving from there. So stick around for that. Frigid cold outside. I think negative temperatures and definite negatives. Shop's pretty cold. I'll snap a quick picture of the shop temp. You can also see on the doorknobs the frost from the outside. I mean, it's cold outside. So yeah, it's just brutal. All right, so I'm gonna put a bar across here to hold things straight. I thought about that after we did that first part. So I got a piece of scrap that I used that I found that we're gonna use. So this is from the piece from the Red Queen that ended up being scrapped. I'm gonna cut it off first here. Everybody put your safety glasses on. That was the old fender tab, I think. That might come back to see us later, but for now, we got what we needed off from it. So you're too close. Inch and a quarter. That's what I thought. Why do you say that I measured like that? Because I need to come up here now. In case anyone's wondering, it's a quick core set there that I'm using. Ice. I left that in the shop that over the weekend. That's how cold the shop got. Now we'll come over here and look at that. That's beautiful. 2 3/4. Anybody interested? Don't forget, Cycle Showcase is coming in hot on February 6th and 7th in St. Louis. Put on by Randy Nolge. If you really want to see some motorcycles really just displayed in the best way possible, make sure and go over there and check his stuff out. Again, that's Cycle Showcase. Somebody that I've just really kind of been following there with a one of his builds, and that is going to be Chuck Garrick. Anybody that has not met Chuck Garrick or know who Chuck is a bass player, pretty darn good chopper builder. Got some good stuff going in the motorcycle stuff, so get over there and check out Chuck and see what he's got coming. I heard something about maybe a shovel head, so be something worth checking out, I think. Like I said, that's Cycle Showcase. It's not precision stuff. This is just trying to hold a couple things up while I do some chopping. So this isn't working too bad, really. So the old drill press ain't liking it, but everything else is going okay with it. She fits a little tight, but that's kind of what I wanted. So let's get her, see if we can pound her in there. There we go. Just like downtown. All right, since we notched that out and put that in there, that made a real nice fit. So now we got to do some grinding. Just make a good spot for some tacks. Eye protection. Check. that's going to do is hold the lower tubes where we want them at when we go cutting some more here. Hook up our ground. All right. Okay, so what we got to have now is we have the motor mount here. We have the two lower tubes mounted to the motor mount. So essentially, because we're going to do some cutting and changing some stuff around, and I've been thinking about things and changed my plan up a little bit. So we just want things to stay fit when we do that. So what we got so far done today is in this freezing cold, frigid temperatures, with frozen toes. Going to call a break here in just a few minutes. We've got the frame from the last video. We got the motor mount, but now we have the motor mount tied to the frame, holding the tubes in place. And then we have the front part of the frame held in here. So what we're going to do next is what you all came for. We're going to chop the neck off. So stay tuned. All right, this is what we've all come for. The exciting part, we're going to do some chopping. Before we start, looks like we're sitting there about 31 degrees on the neck. So now we're going to do some cutting. Okay, as you can see now, we have the neck cut off. Now we're going to start explaining a little bit of stuff with this. We're going to stretch out, when they talk about building, when they talk about frames, the way that I understand it, and probably the easiest way to understand it, is here's what we got. The neck is now cut off. So this is the original height. But what I'm going to do is move it out first. We're going to start with that. All right, now I got to get leveled back up. All right, so now what I've done is gone 8 inches out, and with going out 8 inches, that out 8 inches brought us up 4 inches per se. So now we haven't changed our rake angle yet, which that's what we're getting ready to do. So we're starting at 30. What we're going to do is we're going to rake the shit out of this thing. "52-degree rake, 8 inches stretch, 4 inches up was where we were kind of at, but all that geometry has changed. Now we got to make it all hook together. Stay tuned for that. Cut up a lot of stuff, and you can kind of see the where we're going. So we got to make this meet to here, fill in the pieces. Okay, I'm happy with this rake. You might not be happy with the process, but hey, you know what? Here's the deal. I'm building this motorcycle for myself. It's my chopper, not yours. I'm not building it for you. So you can tell me if I'm doing something unsafe. I'll listen to that. If you're a professional builder, hey, I'm not a professional. I'm a DIY guy doing this out of my own shed as a hobby. I enjoy it. And if you really think you got it in you, Wild Stallions Motorcycle Build has a yearly competition that I'm building this for. Next year, why don't you get out there and do it? With that, stay tuned for the next episode. Hey, thanks for sticking around and watching that video. And remember, choppers are rule, but chopping ain't easy. Be safe while you're out there riding.